guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. Today's video is my July favourites and empties, and I've got quite a lot to share with you this month. A few beauty products and a few more unusual products, should we say. So keep watching if you want to see that. As usual, everything will be linked in the description box if you want to check anything out in any more detail. So first things first, I have been loving the new Clarins lip balm. I made a video on this, but I had to use the sample card. Do you remember we had like a whole chat? And I was like, it's so hard, I want to try new products, but then I can't afford to like buy the whole range. Anyway, I went ahead and bought one of the lip balms in this colour, which I actually said in the video was my favourite. It is shade number 2 and it's Pittier. And the actual product, I don't think I said that yet, is the Clarins Lip Oil Balm. So they've had this on a little bit of an offer in Boots it was, so it retails for £27, which is a lot. This is what the packaging looks like, by the way. If you watched that other video and wondered, this is what the packaging looks like. I like this part of the packaging, this kind of like silver metal bullet where it says Clarins on there. This is, well, it's plasticky. I don't love that as much personally. I know it's just, we all have our own little likes and dislikes with these things. But of course, more importantly, the product itself is really, really good. I tried the sample, loved it, loved the colour. I love the fact that it wears well on the lips. So it starts off, I've just put this on and it's like kind of glossy. And then after a couple of hours, or not as long as that if you're eating and drinking, but after a certain period of time when it starts to wear off, it dries down to a lovely stain, which I really like because it leaves that colour and then you can just top it up with either another lip balm or go in with this, but you don't get that like patchy look or like that ring around your mouth. It just leaves a really nice colour. So I really like that. It feels comfortable. It does feel like it's adding a bit of moisture as well. So I've been really, really happy with that this month. Another thing, I've been raving about this, I don't know how many times, is the Commodity Juice. I did a whole video on this fragrance, and since I did the video, I then went ahead and bought their little like new mini set. This was sent to me, by the way. Clarins lip balm was not. I'll explain as we go through if I bought things myself or if they've been sent to me. Another thing I've been loving this month beauty-wise is this concealer brush I bought from Hourglass. Now, Hourglass brushes are expensive, but for me, they are the sort of makeup brush that you just buy one concealer brush in this case, and that's like all you need. It's got this lovely kind of fluffiness to it, and I tell you what I love it for. I'm a lady of a certain age, 38 now, and I'm starting to get like little lines underneath my eyes, and this just kind of helps you to set your concealer and like push it into the lines, like smooth it so they're not kind of sitting in the lines. I don't know, this just works really well. I'm reaching for it every day. I'm really glad I bought it. Like I said, pricey, but it's one of those where you literally buy it and it lasts for life. There are certain expensive makeup brushes I have had now for 20 years. I bought them when I was 18 and they are still going. So for me, expensive, but if it's going to last me a lifetime and it's going to be the only brush I need, then it's kind of worth it. So really, really like that. I've just been like thinking, what have I been reaching for this month? Definitely, definitely that. I also wanted to mention this. This is actually from the Liberty Beauty Drop box, again, which I buy myself. And basically, in the latest box, the last few quarters boxes haven't been the best, let's be honest. But in the latest one, they included this brand new product, which isn't even available to purchase yet. It was exclusive to the box, and it's called Eye Patch. It's basically like an eye treatment, so it's quite thick, but it's super moisturising. I've been putting it on at night and kind of put on a bit of a thick layer for best results. But I've really been liking the effects of this. And it's a bit of a cheat because I've only had it for half the month, but I've been reaching for it every night. I've been really impressed, and I'm really excited to kind of see what Liberty are going to do in the future. I think the idea is that they're going to launch a whole beauty line of their own, which is this LBTY, which incidentally is the name of their new perfume line as well. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to come of this, because when I got it in the box, you kind of think, oh yeah, a product that they're bringing out, is it going to be any good? Is it just like they're putting the name on it, but the product's not up to much? But actually, if that's anything to go by, I've actually been really, really impressed. So yes, very happy with that. So another thing that I was really excited to try out this month. So a company contacted me called Blank Space, and they make mobile phone cases, not just for iPhones, for lots of different phones, but I actually have an iPhone, which is why I mentioned that. And they asked me if I wanted to choose a couple of cases to try out, which I have done, and I have a 20% off code for you as well, if you do want a case or two. They're on 3 for 2 as well at the minute, I think. So anyway, they let me choose a couple of cases. I'm going to show you what I chose, but I've been using them for the whole month and like rotating the cases, and obviously I'm going to continue to use them. And what I've been really impressed with is sometimes when you get the prints on the back of phone cases, it can start to sort of wear off, you know, when they're in and out of your pocket all the time, in and out of your bag, etc. But I haven't had that at all. And actually, I just think they're really fun. They seem to protect the phone well, which is important. And I really like the designs. I'll show you the designs I got in a second, but one thing I wanted to mention as well is they do the MagSafe cases. So if you're an iPhone user, you might know about this. So it's like a circle at the back with that, and it's basically an additional magnet. And this is really important to me because I have the magnetised charger, and I also have a magnetised holder in my car, which I use for using my phone as a sat-nav, etc. So it was really important to me that I had a case that had that on, and this works perfectly. I've got 3 different cases. I've been loving it. You've probably seen them on Instagram. I've been sharing some snippets of them as I've been using them. And yeah, this one is a coffee cups design. I had this on my phone at work the other day and someone was like, oh, that's almost like a 3D design, and it kind of does look like that. But yeah, I'm all about the coffee, so I was excited to choose this one. It's also got this kind of white bumper going around the outside as well. But yeah, loving that. And it fits my phone perfectly. This is the iPhone 14 Pro that I currently have, and it fits everything perfectly, you know, in terms of like where the buttons are, everything works perfectly. And I will definitely, because I do plan to upgrade my phone later this year, I'll definitely be getting some cases from this brand because I've been really impressed. And when you open the little box it comes in, it also has a little phone cleaning kit, which I really appreciate because my phone probably needed a clean. I also went for this one, which has got just like white stars all over it. You'll see this one's got the black frame and the other one had like a white frame. They do sort of different variations of the same thing. You can have it with this like black bumper style on, or you could have it clear. That is up to you. There's a lot of kind of customization stuff available with this website. You can even like put pictures of like your dog or your family or whatever you want pictures of on your phone. You can have your name on it. You can have place names on it. There's some really cool ones where it looks like you've got boarding card with the name of the place you're going to or want to go to on it and stuff like that. So I've got some really clever designs. This one's probably my favourite. I've been reaching for this most of all. It's like hearts, but with sort of a paint swatch of hearts. Absolutely just, I love this. Look at it. I just loved it. So yeah, this one I probably reach for most of all, followed by the coffee one and then the star one. But I love them all, and I've been loving having different options, which is really good when they've got things like the 3 for 2 and stuff offer on, which you can still use at 20% off on, as well as the 3 for 2. Yeah, so they're really well priced, especially if you get that extra discount or 3 for 2 or both. And I've been really impressed with the way they've been holding up. I've been looking at them every day because it's on my phone and I spend a lot of time with my phone. So 20% off if you're interested. I also have an affiliate link, which is in the description box. And the discount code is CRYSTAL20 if you want 20% off any of their cases. Okay, so this next one, this is an interesting one, I think. So a few weeks ago, I started this, which is called Dirty, and it's essentially a mushroom brand. So you must have noticed, this seems to be like a new thing. It's been around for a long time, but it's suddenly sort of gaining in popularity. And these are like adaptogenic mushrooms, so healthy, natural mushrooms, and something's been extracted from them, and there are like positive health benefits to taking the mushrooms. Now, I've tried a lot of brands. I don't even know really how I became interested. I was just sort of thinking about various ailments and things I've got, and is there anything natural I could take to sort of help with them. I've also been struggling with things like focus and tiredness because I work full time and I also do YouTube, and then I also have a family and dog and life, and yeah, it's been a lot. So I was looking at, is there anything kind of natural I can take, and I started following on like adverts for adaptogenic mushrooms. So I tried loads of different brands. Some of the brands have quite low concentrations of the mushrooms, so you do your research and you think you're not going to get a right lot from that, it's not going to make a massive difference. Some of them are extracting from the sort of cheaper parts of the mushrooms or just grinding the mushrooms down. Again, not going to have the same effect from what I've read. And a lot of them were kind of making mixes like coffee blends and things like that, but shoving them full of like sweeteners and stuff. And personally, I don't like sweeteners. I would rather have sugar or nothing at all, and I'd rather have the control of adding my own sweeteners to a drink or something rather than it just being there. So all that led me to Dirty. I tried lots of them. Some of the other blends were too sweet, some were too bitter. These they just hit the right point. So it kind of tastes a bit earthy, this one. So this one's chaga, and it's the first one I tried. It's called the Energy Mushroom. And you get 2,000 milligrams of the mushroom per serving. It's literally just a powder. It sort of looks like coffee, but it doesn't really taste of coffee. It's just got that kind of earthy smell and taste. So you can just add it to coffee, you can have it on its own with hot water, whatever you want to do. But this is the one I started with. And actually, I kind of wanted this for a bit more energy, as the name might suggest. But you know what? And I know people say, oh, placebo effect, etc. But I started to notice benefits from this that I didn't know about until I did some research afterwards and discovered that's probably what it is. So I hurt my back recently. I have issues in my back all the time anyway, but I was having a couple of weeks where it was really playing up, and I had a drink of the mushrooms, and not long after I was out on a dog walk, and I was like, my back feels so much better. I think I finally turned a corner, it stopped hurting, and then an hour or two later it wore off, I'm guessing, and the pain came back. And I was like, well, what could I have had? Because I hadn't had painkillers that could have stopped the pain. Anyway, more research into chaga. It actually helps with inflammation and pain. And it did. And that wasn't a placebo effect, because actually at the time I didn't even think it was anything to do with that. So that's kind of led me on a bit of a journey. I then went ahead and tried the coffee blend they do. So if you don't want to buy the powders individually and add them to other things, you can get a blend like this. So this one is, and by the way, I bought all this myself, sadly, because it's not cheap, but it's really good. So this is a dirty coffee, it's all organic, it's got lion's mane, which is really good for like focus and attention and things like that, chaga, which I've just explained the benefits for that, and tremella, which is really good for skin and like beauty benefits, and it's their mushroom super blend. So you get 60 servings in here, so you could have 1 a day, you could have 2 a day. I think the directions do say 1 a day, but they reckon you can have more if you want. So this one has got organic coffee, organic lion's mane, organic chaga, organic tremella, organic maca, and organic ashwagandha. So there is no sugar or sweeteners or anything artificial added to it. It has got 50 milligrams of caffeine, but that's quite a low amount of caffeine for an instant coffee. Whereas again, some of the others I looked at had a really high caffeine amount, which kind of made me feel a little bit jittery. I normally drink a lot of coffee, but actually I've not been drinking as much coffee because I've been having these instead. So I then kind of went a little bit crazy, which is testament to how much I've been loving it. And they had a bit of a deal on, and I literally went crazy. So I got the cordyceps powder. This one is supposed to be really good for like energy, but towards exercise energy and lung capacity and stuff like that. Lion's mane, which is the kind of famous one for focus and things like that. And it's really, really been helping me because, like I said, I will work all day and then I can come home and I can film videos. You'll probably notice actually in the last few weeks I've put more videos out than usual, and that is testament to how this is working, because I've just felt like I've got the energy. I've just felt like I can keep going, no crash at the end of it, and I've just felt so much better. And then also reishi powder, which really helps with relaxation. Taste wise, this tastes the worst. Reishi, and that's because the mushroom, I guess, just doesn't taste good. It literally has a really, really bitter taste to it, almost like I imagine eating dirt would be. Now, you can have it with other things. They tend to blend it with things like cacao powder, hot chocolate, that kind of thing, or honey to sort of make it taste better. I can actually drink it because I don't mind a bitter taste, but I imagine most people won't like the taste of that one. They do it in a cacao blend as well, actually, that includes the reishi, which is more of like a nighttime relaxation version, which I've ordered and I'll be trying when it arrives. But yeah, they all do different things, but for me it has had such a positive effect. So like I said, not working with them, bought all this myself. I am a customer though, so I can refer you to them if you're interested. If you spend £70, you get £10 off using my link, which I'll put in the description box. But yeah, I honestly can't stop talking about it, to the point where I've been talking to people at work about it. People at work have tried it and been like, this actually works. And I'm like, I know, because honestly, I am one of these people. I love a good, like, almost like a novelty. Let's try something new. It's going to change my life, and it doesn't. This actually works. Okay, enough about that. So, next, a skincare product I've been loving this month. It's a Skin Fix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Plus Collagen Activating Serum. This was £69, so not cheap. This brand was actually recommended to me. Oh, I forgot your name. I know I know who you are, and I've completely forgotten your name, but it was recommended to me because it's particularly good for sort of sensitive skin and stuff like that. And then when I was on holiday in the US, I actually picked up a little mini version of this. I say mini, it's about 10.5 mils. This is an empty actually, because I've just finished it. And I loved it that much, I went and bought the full size. So it is a triple lipid collagen activating serum. So it's got ingredients in there to really help with sensitized skin, to just kind of reduce that sensitivity a little bit. And it's also adding moisture. It's a lovely kind of one-step serum product. So I use this on the nights where I'm not using my retinoid. And then I just follow up with a moisturiser, and it just makes your skin sort of naturally glowy. It really helps, like I said, with sensitive skin, and it adds some nice moisture, and it makes my skin soft too. And it's unscented, which I like. I've got through, we're onto the Empties now, another of the Child's Farm moisturisers. How many times have I mentioned this? I will cut this up and get the last bit of products out of it. They actually reformulated the packaging on this. Previously it was in like a tube with a pump on. I have noticed though, as they've reformulated it, instead of being 250 mils, it's now 250 mil. I don't think that's an accident. But anyway, this stuff retails depending on when it's on an offer. If it's not on an offer, I think it's about £4.50, but it's the best moisturiser. I've given up with my expensive body moisturisers, and I just use this, and my sensitive eczema prone skin loves it. I think it's for children, but it's awesome. It's too good for children. We need this. I'm kidding, it's good for children too. It's the Cocoa and Shea Moisturiser. Fragrance free, suitable for sensitive skin, also safe for people who may be prone to eczema. Me. Dermatologist approved, 98% natural origin ingredients, and I love how affordable it is. It's also vegan and cruelty free, so 100% recommend this. And another empty I have this month is the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. This they now sell at Sephora in the UK, thank goodness. This is an awesome brand. Look, there's none left. So I love the Laneige like sleeping mask, lip mask things. This is actually better. It does plump. It has a awesome like instant light plump to it, so nothing too crazy. You know, you get those ones and they like burn or feel like you're being attacked by bees. This one is comfortable. It has a nice bit of colour to it. You can't see it now because it's run out, but it did have this sort of, not as deep as that, but like a sort of strawberry pink colour to it. Yeah, so it kind of looked natural, your lips, but better and a little bit plumped. Sometimes I'd use it as an overnight mask, which is kind of its intention, and you'd wake up with like pillowy lips, but it was also really nice during the day because it lasts for a few hours as well, so I could just literally put it on and not have to think about that for a few hours. Then I got through my Tata Harper Waterlock Moisturiser. This was just a sample. Again, they've reformulated this. This is now in a squeezy tube because I got a sample in a goodie bag the other day we looked at together. And finally, from Ren, the Ever Hydrate Marine Moisture Restore Serum. This was hyaluronic serum. It was okay. It's hydrated. It wasn't the most amazing formulation of hyaluronic acid ever. In fact, the one I'm loving at the minute, which I probably should have included in my favourites, is the Glow Recipe one. I just like the formulation of that. It's like a thicker hyaluronic acid. This was kind of thin. It was good. It just didn't do anything special. It just moisturised the skin, which is probably its job. But I prefer other formulations more, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's my video this month. That's my favourites, that's my empties, and I hope you enjoyed it. All the links to discount codes will be in the description box if you want to check anything out in any more detail. I'll get a bit of a discount, along with my discounts on beauty products. So I get that 15% at Sephora and 21% at Look Fantastic on most products. You can use those as many times as you like, and it supports the channel, so it's a win-win. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching the video. I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm producing, and I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.